How are you all doing? Ralphy here, Ralfy Customs. Another fun-filled week, mostly on our Todd's Triumph and a little bit of this and that. Let's do it. So we're off. Fucking hell, it's freezing. Let me spin you round. Here we go. I mean, look. Fucking hell, it's lovely. Look at that. Walking in a winter wonderland. Here we go, nearly there. I'm trying to show how beautiful it is in the winter countryside, like, but maybe I'm not picking the best shot. Every time I pick my camera up, it goes from being frosty to being quite green out there, like. Everywhere's fucking frozen. Gorgeous. From -2, just about. 28 degrees, 29 degrees in Bananas, which is why we've got this old gal on, but it's like the end scene of the fucking film The Thing. As soon as the fires die down, ain't it? So, we'll see what's what. Okay, we're off again. So if you saw yesterday's engineering interlude, I'm afraid that is all it has become, because I'm not happy with how they've turned out. I'm not happy with where everything would have gone, so I'm now going to make new ones that fit inside like the others, but they're going to go in there. They're going to go in the middle of that tube, I think, or behind it, not sure, but they're not going to go on top. They're not going to sit on top like the original plan. They're either going to go in that tube or directly behind it. I'll see where things work out. I've jacked it back up to slightly where it was, thereabouts. So it's riding standard height now. Seat's lower. I just want to get the shockers mounted nicely, like. So what's off the press? Yeah, there's the new boys. Focus. Ooh, look at them. Chunky monkeys. So they are going to go in that frame rail there, and then we're going to brace it up with a plate that mounts the fender struts and other stuff, like, and finishes off the end of the tube nicely. So what I'm going to do first off, I'm going to do one. I've had a good look. I've marked through. I'm going to use the Mr. DeWalt to drill an auxiliary in. That's what we're going to do. So we'll get one in, and then we'll make sure the other one is parallel and get the other one in, basically. Nice and steady. We've made these a little bit smaller than the old, so we'll have a little bit of wiggle room. Just let the saw do the work here. Try and keep it, eyeball it pretty level, pretty square and straight. It's on camera, it might look a mile out actually, me saying that, but that's what we're after. Like so. So that now goes in there, and we can get a couple of tacks on it. Once the shocker's on, like, so I'm trying to do it one-handed. We'll push the bush out, look. You get the picture. How good to get the light out, look. And we'll check the width. There's nothing wrong there, they're not towing out particularly. I'm happy with that. The original width was whatever it was, 11 and something. I'll have a measure up on the original back end. I'll measure the bottoms and measure the tops and make sure that everything's running about right. Then we'll get a tack on that one. We'll eyeball it up with the other one, get the old drill and get the other one on. And they're on. They're in, tacked in, look. They're on the hot spanners are here, look, because I've offered the mudguard up, and I ain't happy with it. These rails need to kick up a bit more before they get cut off, because the mudguard's going to sit different to how they're pointing, if that makes sense. So I'm going to double check, but I think before I make these plates that hold everything together and finish everything off and cut off these tubes, I might need to change the angle of the dangle there. So I'm just going to double check on the mudguard, which I need to trim off. It's over here, look, I've marked it up where it needs cutting off, somewhere around here. Oh, sorry for the bad filming. That way I'll miss the swinging arm nicely, and we'll go from there. Okie fucking dokie. We do not need to lift these up, they're just peachy. So I will get on and make some plates. I'll design some plates now using my CAD, a cardboard headed design, and we'll get some bits of suitable plate fitted in that's going to do for strut mounts and to strengthen up this corner, because that's where the shockers are like. Right, I'm trying to show you this natural beauty. Look at that, everything's fucking stunning. I don't know where the camera will have picked that up, but it is absolutely beautiful how the ice forms on that particular bit of bush, I guess you call it, like. Righto, excuse me. So we're back on I'm Russ's chopper, man. It's not really a chopper, I don't know what you call it. It's a lowrider, I guess. It fucking sits lovely though. Nice. The handlebars are too big for my rotator cuffs, but it does suit it. He's a big chap and all, our Russ. It sits lovely with him on it. Right, I'm going to get this wheeled out, and then we're going to make up 2 throttle cables, and we're going to see if we can undo the exhaust without shearing a stud. I have told him if at any time it looks likely, I'm going to stop, and he can do that, because I don't want the responsibility of breaking engine studs, because that can be an engine out job to fix it, and I've not got time to put that right, and I don't want to blow his budget on it, like, for, you know, when he can do that. He's very capable. So yeah, here we go. Right, first things first, I need to get this air filter off, which I'm guessing starts by removing this cover, but we'll see how that goes off. Really short screws, and they're fucking fiddly with cold hands. But I'll get all of these out, and we'll see what it uncovers then. Okay, there we go. So we'll undo that big bad boy. Hope that's indexed so you can get it straight. I suppose you can eyeball it straight up and down. Anyway, we'll undo that big fuck off bad boy, and I'm hoping that this then comes out of the way and gets us into the back of the linkage, which is where we need to be. Yeah, this is not indexed, look, it stays with the bolt. Oh, it's not doing it now, but there you go. No problemo. No problemo. And now, got the air filter. It's like peeling a fucking onion, isn't it? The layers. And then we're back into these bad boys to get that filter element out. It's not been off for a while. Very well. And last but by no means least, it's going to be these. Pull these plugs out without snapping them off. They blow the breathers from the rocker boxes, well, from the top end line. Need to get something to prise them out, and then there'll be bolts. They're tubes. These square bits that I'm not showing you very well were actually tubes, these floppy bits, look. And they blow the shit out of here back into there, which is a ridiculous idea, but there you go. So they do literally just prise out. The fixing that holds this plate on that we're trying to get off has got like a bullet end on it, and this has got an hole an hole, he says, it pops over it, like that hole pops over the bulge of the end of this fastener, so boom, on it goes. I just need to get a deep socket in there, have these off, and we're good. Like that, look. This will focus. So there's a bulbous bit that rubber goes on. And that's, these bolts are hollow. I've got a hole up them. And now, I'm hoping that comes off. Double check. I want to take these fuckers off as well. Which, it's no big deal. We'll have these off. Great long things that hold the plate on. So these hold the plate to the engine. These hold the plate to the carb. There should be Bobsy Jolly old at that. I bet it's never been off. I might have to get a lever, give it a couple of love taps or something. There we go, it just comes off, it was just stuck on the gasket. So, it's not the cleanest thing in the world. I'll get all this shit out of the way. And now, I'll move you around. Now you got the cables, look. Got a throttle cable and a return cable. The return has a little spring. So we've now got access to get in there and get them oofed. Again, I'll probably need a little probe to get it off fully. But we'll disconnect both of these. Fuck me. And then go from there. We'll get them on the bench and we'll see what's what. Right, the manufacturers would have you pick your end on the new one. It's still sealed up in this bag, look. Pick your end and then make your outer up, routing it safely. And then feed the inner through from that end, put the nipple on it, fix it in the twist grip, put it where it needs to go. Do the throttle side first, which is this one. Mark it, cut it, fix the nipple on it, double check it. So you've got to take it off and on a couple of times and fuck about. And it's hard to mark this inner and cut it to length right. We, however, have the luxury of having the existing, don't we? So all we need to do is pick an end, fit the outer, route it where it needs to be, cut it off to length, and then we'll thread the inner through, make sure that it's sticking out the same amount as its old counterpart, and fit the nipple. We can do that all on the bench once we get into it. Like so, what we've done, we've dummied one up, the outer, we've fitted it on the bike and made sure it's going to miss everything like you should, and then all I've done is push that nipple to the end, push that nipple to the end, look. We pulled the cable through and seen how much is sticking out and copied it with that one. So the outer is as long as it needs to be, and the inner has got exactly the same travel as the standard one, so it's fucking happy days. That's should, he says, should just go straight on the bike. We have screw on fucking nipples, whoever misses. And what I do is clamp them up, and then I'm going to run the sander off camera just to remove that bit of fluff off the end of the cable there so it don't drag, so it fits easier like. But we should be golden. I should be able to plop these into the control, fit the outer nipple on there that you saw me take off on one of my other videos with splitting like, so you can fit this through the switch gear, then fit the barrel nipple on the end of this. And then thread this down where it needs to go and get it onto the fucking linkage. Happy days. So there we go, look, we've threaded through and we've lubed up and we've fitted and adjusted, and sorted. So they're good as gold, like brand new they are. It just don't quite snap back like I'd like it, but there you go. I think that'll do it. Okay, back on our Tods. I am going to make, here's the plan, look. I'm going to make these plates that fit in the frame in this back corner where the shocker mount is, like that. And they're going to take the rear guard mounts that are going to be, there's going to be a plate inside the rear guard, yeah? And then there's going to be one outside in stainless. So we're going to put a mild steel plate inside, and we're going to make a stainless strut, fender strut for the outside, and then we're going to have a couple of mounting holes somewhere. There's going to be a couple of holes one way or another, like. It's going to mount that mudguard in two places at the back, and then the struts will take the make it strong so as it goes with the yeah, you know. So first up, I'll save you watching me do these, and I don't know why it's upside down, but it is. To me, anyway. I'm going to cut these out of this 12mm plate, and they're going to be the anchor-like. They're going to be the strong point on the frame. Hey, so there we go. There's a pair of the blighters cut out and tacked together. Swap hands, hold on. So what we're going to do next is we're going to work out where we want the mounting holes. I think that we're going to use M10. So we need 10mm clearance drilling through these before we can split these welds where they're tack welded together that you can't see because the lighting is shit. Yeah. And then we can get them tacked on the frame line. Okie dokie. We've just sharpened the old 10mm bit. And now we can get it working in there if the mill don't fucking stop running, that is. Hold on. Alright, take two. Straight in with the 10mm was a bit too much for the old milling machine this morning. Everything in this head is 2 degrees. I've had the thermal thing on it, the infrared. It's 2 degrees, so all of that oil's gone thick and slushy and it's running sluggish. I could leave it running for a spell, like, to get itself warmed up. And then maybe use the auto feed. But yeah, we'll just plod through. Get these holes drilled out. Plan B. Give it a pilot hole. Hey, give it a 4mm pilot hole. That'll do it. And then run through with the 10. Or 10.5 like. So we can use it power feed, look. As if by magic. Happy days. Here we go then. 10mm over the pilot, bit of lube. Throw the switch. Well, lever. And see what occurs. I'll get ready to knock the feed off if it stalls out again. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, baby. You can do it. Let's just bump the quill to break that chip. Yeah. There we go. Happy days. Sorted. Before I fit these, we've filled, how far you can see it. Inside there is the end of this. You can just see it poking through there. So we've filled that, we've welded, we've welded the arse end of this inside this tube there, to the tube, yeah? So that'll be welded all the way around and all the way across the inside top bit there that I can't really capture for you, but I'm trying. Yeah, focus. Anyway, we've got that, and then of course we're going to have a fucking plate, look, something like that on there, so it's proper Billy Big Bollocks holding that on there. Okie dokie, there we go, there they are, bless them. Now I can either cut these frame tubes off and make the ends, which I'm really tempted to do, or which you think I should do, I can cut out, look, you can see where I've cut some previously. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. Better for Jock, if you're watching, Jock. I can cut out the steel bits that are going to run in here to reinforce this mudguard. So, we could do a bit of cutting, or we could do a bit of cutting. I might rig the gas axe up. A bit of plasma fucking going. I wonder if I can cut out with a plasma. 5mm plate this is. This actually measures just over 5mm, which is a bit odd. Although, we'll call it 5. Because, look, let me show you Mr. Stocks, senior, my woodwork teacher from back in the day. Because this is before the Iron Age, obviously, when we were at school.
Before that, wasn't it?
Yeah. He came and brought me some shortbread or butterfingers, look. Because that's what you do. So we're back on with a CAD, with our cardboard aided design. And we're going to make these plates that are going to be welded inside the mudguard. So, they widen at the end, because this does, oh sorry, bad filming. And we're going to cut them out of this 5mm plate that I've stood up, because the condensation, the roof bolts that you won't be able to see, because I'm never going to pick them up on camera. When the sun shines on the roof, the ice thaws out and it drops water. There's lines of water running along, droplets, like running in 2 rows along the building, and unfortunately, things get underneath it, don't they? Because that's the kind of place it is. So yeah, I've stood it up and sprayed a bit of WD-40 on it so it don't go rusty. Now I'm going to lay it down. There's water on there, like, off the roof. I'm going to lay it down and cut 2 of them out. I just need to think the best way of doing it. I know if I use a gas axe it's a bit messy, and if I use the plasma it's a bit pushing it to the limit, but I think we might go with a plasma, you know. I think we might just do that. Right, so we have dusted off the old Draper Expert plasma cut. Before this I had a cheap Chinesium thing, and I tell you what, it was dog shit. It was far more trouble than it was worth, but this thing, I forgot, I've just set it up and just done a test cut across the end of that plate that I can't focus on. There's a bit of slag on the back, which I'm surprised about, but apart from that, oh, it's knocked straight off, look. Yeah, like an hot knife through butter. So I'll get you on a tripod and I'll get my thick gloves on and I'll stand well back because I've got my safety etnies on, as you do. Better than the safety flip-flops, eh? If you know, you know. And we'll get these cut out. I'll cut one, clean it up, use it as a template for the second one, I think. Okay, that was quite interesting. Despite my initial enthusiasm, we have, well, they're cut out all right. We had a few blown fuses. Had to plug it in the main outlet on the wall, which is not surprising, really. Drawing 40 amps or whatever it is. Watts, don't know, no amps. Yeah, I'm going to go with slightly chewed out rather than gracefully cut out, but they'll clean up lovely. I'll get them cleaned up and ready to... There's the other one, I think. Do you know, I've lost one. I'm not sure that's it. I'll find it. So there's one cleaned up and clamped in place. It more than covers. I'm looking somewhere here for the end of the outer struts, look. So more than covers. And it's as far as we can go this way because we've got a cutout for the chain. I'll get that. It don't need to be fully welded. It just needs to be stitch welded in place just to strengthen the guard light. I'm seriously debating whether we're going to put an up and over. I know we're doing the rear, putting a plate in here. I think I'll put an heavy duty plate when I do the back for the back light. I'm going to fill this in and put a backlight number plate mount, and I'm going to do that bully beef light just to give it even more stiffness. But in the meantime, I'll get these struts in, I'll get them tacked in and stitched in, and then that's ready to mount, really. The caveat there is that these outer struts, the stainless steel I was going to use, I'm not using. It's, I'll show you, look, on my way. I got it off my dad, so it's a bit sentimental, but it's marine grade, which is a bit OTT for this application, and it's 10mm fucking thick. which is well OTT for this. These are offcuts from a job that somebody did for him. They were going to make something for something and it didn't work out, and I figured I could just about get struts out of this. But to replace, at the minute, the cost of steel to replace this 10 mil thick stainless would cost, oh fucking hell, a couple of £100 like. So we've ordered some in that's not as thick, and I'm going to fabricate some really snazzy fucking outer struts that cop the mudguard, bolt through to this tension or stiffener in maybe 3 places, and then mount onto them frame mounts that you've just seen me fit like. So that's going to tie it all together. Here's a quick one. Watch what you're wearing when you're welding. So I welded this up inside. You'll see it in the main video. These are welded all inside this tube that they got into from up here, like. It's now plated off so you can't see it, but I did this side, then I come round here to do that side, lent on that with my coat. Hold on, let me spin you around. Look, straight through my fucking coat. As luck would have it, well, not luck, I've got my welding shirt on, so it's fireproof, this shirt is, and there's melted coat, and I've just undone my coat, like, to go visit the Thunderbox, and there's a perfectly punched out bit that marks the middle of that where I've lent on it, and it's gone straight through my coat and stuck to my shirt. Fuck about the black spot. Who remembers that? Who knows what I'm talking about? Comments below. The black spot. That was it. You used to put that. Well, I'll let you tell the story if you know. So coming up, we've got Tony's back on this. It's got its own playlist. I'll try and link to it with a card up in the top corner if I remember, which probably won't. We're going to mount his tank, we're going to mount his electrics box, we're going to mount his foot pegs and controls, and we're going to try and do an hybrid kickstart type thing because he wants his pedal on it. So, yeah. Let's do it, follow along. Yeah, tune in next week and you'll see what's what. So there you go. There's another fun-filled week. I can't help but notice it, and it's more of a crawl along than a fly along. And those that know me well, they'll know I don't fare well in this fucking cold. And I always bitch and moan about it, and it's become a bit of a standing joke. But it is what it is. So we're pushing on, ever forward. Hey, innit? If you like what you've seen, please give me a thumbs up. It makes a huge difference. Check out the merchandise and my friends in the description below. You can buy me a coffee there as well, which is fucking gleaming. Consider giving me a sub, and we'll see you on the next one, yeah? So, thanks for watching. Lots of love, everyone.